A deep longing filled the queen's heart as she dreamed of the child she had never held. In old fairy tales, frogs often symbolize transformation and unexpected destiny arriving from the natural world.
Within a year, your wish will bloom, and a daughter will rest in your arms. My lord, a wondrous sign has come, and hope has finally entered our house.
Medieval royal families often marked important hopes and births with prayer services in private chapels inside their castles. Before the princess was even born, the castle began shaping a cradle worthy of a miracle. News of the coming child spread from tower to village, and from village to distant court.
Every stitch the queen folded seemed to carry a blessing of its own.
Even the learned watchers of the heavens whispered that a rare destiny circled above the castle.
The waiting rooms of the castle had become rooms of promise.
At last, the longed-for child was born, and joy rang louder than the bells.
They named her Briar Rose, for beauty and mystery already seemed woven around her life.
The king prepared a feast so splendid that even distant nobles spoke of it in wonder.
The scent of warm bread, spice, and honey traveled through every corridor of the castle.
At many medieval feasts, costly golden tableware displayed royal wealth, and owning even a dozen matching plates was extraordinary. We have but 12 golden plates, and one wise woman must regrettably be left uninvited.
From every direction the wise women came, carrying blessing, mystery, and old power.
The 12 wise women brought gifts no goldsmith could forge, and no king could command.
Every blessing seemed to build a future more radiant than the last.
Ceremonial blessings at noble births often joined feast, music, prayer, and prophecy into a single unforgettable event. For one perfect moment, it seemed no shadow could ever cross the princess's life.
Then the uninvited wise woman came, and the warmth in the hall turned cold.
The hall froze in horror, and even the music seemed to vanish from the air.
She cannot die from the wound, the final wise woman declared, but shall sleep for 100 years.
A celebration became a warning, and the kingdom would remember that day for generations. Search every chamber, cottage, and workshop. Let no spindle remain in all my kingdom. Fear turned the kingdom against every spindle that once quietly served the home. For centuries, spinning had been central to household life across Europe, turning flax and wool into the thread needed for daily clothing and linens.
The queen vowed that fear itself would never steal tenderness from her daughter.
Noble children were often taught reading, prayer, music, and etiquette within the safety of the castle walls. Even the thorned roses seemed to greet Briar Rose as kin.
Protected though she was, Briar Rose still knew the freedom of open grass and summer wind.
The king measured every joy against the fear of losing it. Hidden places often survive longest in castles, especially when fear teaches people not to ask questions. Years passed, and the abandoned stair became little more than a whisper in stone.
Curiosity entered her heart long before she knew what awaited it.
Not every spindle had been found, and forgotten rooms often keep their own counsel. Noble children were often taught reading, prayer, music, and etiquette within the safety of the castle walls. Even the thorned roses seemed to greet Briar Rose as kin.
Protected though she was, Briar Rose still knew the freedom of open grass and summer wind.
If fear builds the walls around her, then fear has already stolen too much.
Let the years pass gently around her, until the danger forgets her name.
The king measured every joy against the fear of losing it. Hidden places often survive longest in castles, especially when fear teaches people not to ask questions.
Stone circles entered many folk traditions as places where human time and enchanted time seemed to touch.
Years passed, and the abandoned stair became little more than a whisper in stone.
Curiosity entered her heart long before she knew what awaited it.
Not every spindle had been found, and forgotten rooms often keep their own counsel.
From behind the walls, Briar Rose watched the ordinary world she had been taught to avoid.
Tell me where the sleeping walls stand, and I will see whether the path rejects me. The fated year had arrived, cloaked in celebration.
The court dressed her in silk and pearls, never guessing how near destiny already stood.
May this day be bright, my daughter, and may joy walk beside you wherever you go. All the court admired her beauty, yet none could see the hidden thread drawing tighter.
Curiosity led her where music and company could not. There sat an old woman, still spinning, as though no decree had ever reached her tower.
Good day, child. Have you never seen a spindle sing before your eyes?
Bridges in folklore mark crossings between ordinary life and the unknown, making them perfect thresholds for heroic choices. The brambles guard the way, but the rose will show you the path.